Well, the experience of watching the process of something being created, not just hand-blown glass, is pretty exciting. I've always enjoyed watching people do that. But there's something mesmerizing and kind of magical about the heat, 2200 degrees when the glass is hot and held in its container. And then the coloring process is like a three-dimensional painting done in kind of a hurry-up fashion because of the connection you have to the heat and making sure that things don't change too much in the process of expressing whatever creative idea you may have. A lot of the tools that we use to shape glass and to get control of it have been used for a lot of years, many hundreds of years certainly, and even some people say thousands of years. Just the process of blowing glass invites you into that whole realm of history, of many thousands of years or many hundreds of years of glass blowers who have faced the same challenges in this material that I face every day when I come out to make glass. That's a lot about what the experience of working with glass is. It's on the edge excitement and not knowing if the process is going to be completed or end up a pile of glass on the studio floor. I just recently had my 5-year-old grandson in the studio, and he made his first cup that he can drink out of. It was only 2 inches high and 2 inches across, but he was so excited that he was able to do that with Grandpa's help. One of the things that I consider when I'm making a piece of glass is the balance of the piece's design and its and the balance is a form, so that when it sits in a person's hand or on the table, you can see that and feel that it's been made so that it sits upright properly. I've been associated with glass for 35 years. Started back in the mid-70s with an interest that was sparked by my father. He had been an art teacher for a lot of years of his life, and went on sabbatical and connected with some glass blowers from the St. Cloud area. And long story short, my father built himself a studio with their help and invited me out to check it out. And I came out and spent one weekend and then another weekend and another weekend, and pretty soon it became a kind of a pursuit of mine. I spent a lot of time at the University of Minnesota after that. My dad's program only lasted about 1.5 years. And then I decided that I needed to get more involved and get more information, and started to seek out other educational opportunities, and found out about Pilchuck out in Seattle, Washington. And again, another long story short, I met Jan-Erik Ritzman and was able to be his apprentice for 1 year in Sweden. And that whole experience was an immersion in understanding and technique and design and style, and stopping when you've got enough in your creation instead of overworking it like there's a possibility to do. Prior to going to Sweden, I was working 6 hours a week blowing glass, and when I went to Sweden and became involved in the apprenticeship with Jan-Erik and Svenna, I spent 6 days a week blowing glass, 8-9 hours a day, exposed to more techniques than I could ever use in my whole life as a glass blower. One of the things about goblets, like the one you saw me make, is that I never made a goblet before I went to Sweden, and mostly because what I saw in hand-blown goblets out on the circuit and in the available to the public, they were either really nicely done or they were poorly done, and I wanted to be able to make a goblet that was a fine quality, nice execution. And so I didn't try that until I went to Sweden. And the goblet I made today is a success because of what they taught me relative to all those things I talked about: design and form and technique and ability to stretch that glass out so that it's a nice vessel in your hand. I guess the off-center stem comes from going from a point of putting the stem on center and being able to control that and get that dead on perfect, and then being able to take that out of that realm and put it on so crooked that it's obviously crooked, and it's done intentionally, and it's done so that it actually invites your eyes and your hand into and onto the vessel more than a straight stem does. But it's about control too. It's about learning and gaining the understanding of how to make a straight stem, and then going beyond that and changing that so that it looks like you don't have control of it, but you know darn well when you look at it the person does.